Hey, what's up guys, it's Renaldo here. So this video is going to focus on the insane fuel increase that can be expected on Wednesday, the 1st of April in South Africa. And trust me, this is no April Fool's joke. The reality is going to hit South Africans at the pump on Wednesday, and then you are going to see everything cascading because of that. You're going to see public transport shooting up. You're going to see the price of things in the grocery stores going up. Everything is going to be impacted because of this fuel increase. Now, the thing that nobody in government, specifically the ANC, wants to talk about is how they can reduce the fuel levy in order to make it easier on South Africans. By suspending the fuel levy or reducing it by 50% for this period whilst this war is going on, this can have a massive impact on South Africa in a positive way, but instead this is not even being discussed at this point in time. And I'm going to show you a great infographic that AfriForum produced that shows how much you pay in fuel levies per every single liter of fuel that you put into your car. So before we do that though, please be sure to subscribe to this channel. It's absolutely free. It won't cost you anything. And the overwhelming majority of you that regularly watch my content aren't subscribed, but you can fix that by clicking the subscribe button below. Alright, so with that being said, let's see how much you pay the government for every single liter of fuel that you put in your car. Alright, so thanks to AfriForum for this graphic, and it says the taxes levied on petrol. Now, there's obviously March and April, but let's look at April for argument's sake. So, the general fuel levy is 4 Rand and 10 cents. The road accident fund levy is 2 Rand and 25. The customs and excise levy is 4 cents. The carbon tax is 19 cents. So, the total per liter of petrol that you give to the government is 6 Rand and 58 cents. So it's 27.2, or let's call it 27.3% of every liter that you put in your vehicle goes to the government. As if VAT isn't enough, as if the taxes that we pay isn't enough. We still have to, in essence, subsidize the government to this extent. So on every single liter of petrol that you put in your car, 27.3% of that goes to the government. And it doesn't look much better when it comes to diesel. Over here you can see that the general fuel levy is 3 Rand 93, road accident fund levy is 2 Rand and 25 cents, the customs and excise levy is 4 cents, carbon tax is 23 cents, and that leads to a total of 6 Rand and 45 cents. So that then brings the total of the percentage that you pay to the government for every liter of diesel that you put in your car to 25.32%. So just to put all of this into perspective, when you go at this moment in time to fill up your car, for every liter of petrol or diesel that you put in your vehicle, 6 Rand 45 to 6 Rand 50 goes towards the government. Now, if you look at how much the petrol and diesel will be going up with, it's between, like I said, 6 to 10 Rand. So if the government for 1 month or perhaps for 2 months take a 50% reduction in the fuel levy, then this substantially assists the public and helps to keep the costs of food low and also the transportation costs for people that use public transport. Now, the government has not once mentioned that they're willing to do this, even though you can clearly see that they make quite a bit of money off of the fuel levy. Between 24 to 25% per every single liter of fuel that you put in your car. Which means that if you put in 1,000 Rand of petrol or diesel, 250 of that 1,000 Rand goes to the government. Thank you. Appreciate you. Now we're going to go and give that to cadres or waste the money. So ultimately, the government can step in here and give us a reprieve of at least 6 to 7 Rand for 1 month. And then if this continues, then they can say, okay, well, now we're going to increase it by 50% to just have some fuel levy so that we can keep all of the other things that we use the fuel levy on sound. And yet the government is not even willing to talk about this, because once again, when it comes to finding solutions to problems, the government is not the first to deal with it. So this is why when you are going to go and fill up on the 1st of April, you will face the full brunt of the price increase, and the government that is supposed to have millions of extra liters of fuel to avoid something like this has not given us that solution. And neither have they said, okay, well, let's reduce the fuel levy by 50% for the first month, or 100% for the first month, and then the second month we can only do 50% of it. Instead of doing that, they are not interested. The only thing that they are interested in is to ensure that the gravy train keeps going, that they can make as much money as possible when South Africans suffer. But I mean, what's new? The government has time and time again showed us that when things get tough, they are not there to help us. They are not there to save us. We have to rely on each other, or we have to rely on private enterprises, NPOs or NGOs to save this nation. So shame on you, to the ANC-led GNU that couldn't even come to the table during this insane fuel price increase to at least provide some sort of reprieve for the end user. I also find it really problematic that this government always proclaims to be pro-poor and fighting for the previously disadvantaged, but yet the people that will be hit hardest by these fuel increases is the poorest of the poor and the previously disadvantaged, because most of them will use public transport that will instantly become more expensive, and then the groceries that they buy will also become more expensive, because our rail system is completely collapsed and all of our main chain grocery stores rely on road to transport that, which, as we know, uses fuel. So therefore, the ANC has not only failed, your middle to high income households in this country, but they have also failed the poorest of the poor, which they always proclaim to want to defend. But hey, that is the state of South Africa in 2026. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share this video far and wide. Smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. It's absolutely free. It won't cost you anything. And also, if you'd like to contribute financially, you can by giving a super thanks. You can click the button below and then choose the amount. Thank you very much for that. Or you can become a member to this channel that also has its own perks, and you can find out more by clicking join below, and that'll cost you R39.99 a month. And that's all I got to say, everybody. Till later, cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say I went my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say I went my massacre. My massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say I went my massacre.